Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm very excited to be reviewing the new Jaclyn Hill Morphe Divine Neutrals palette. So I picked this up last week. I just wanted to review it for you guys and give you guys my thought on it. And I also thought that this was a perfect palette for the fall. So we'll go ahead and do some swatches, make comparisons, and then also do a fall look with this palette, and then I'll give you guys my final thoughts. If you're new here, hi, my name is Naz. I hope that you consider subscribing before you leave and hit that like button if you do enjoy this video. And without further ado, let's get started. So this is a new palette that Morphe launched, and it is collaboration with Jaclyn Hill. So I was a little bit surprised when this launched. I know that there wasn't a lot of talk about it, and I thought that Jaclyn Hill was going to launch her own brand eyeshadow palette, and we just got another Morphe branded palette. Nonetheless, this is a beautiful fall palette, and I think it was perfect timing. I know it's all neutrals, and we all probably have a lot of neutrals in our collection, but I still thought that it was beautiful, and it was only $18, so I wanted to pick it up and give you guys my thoughts on it. And again, this is $18, and it says create a limitless all natural looks from wearable to viable with the Morphe Jaclyn Hill Divine Neutrals eyeshadow palette. And it's featuring 6 velvety mattes and 6 gilded shimmers. Nothing crazy here, but I think she did a very good job picking out these colors. I'm excited to see how these mattes work and how the shimmers perform. And I'm somewhat familiar with the Morphe formula. Although I'm not a crazy fan, I know that their formula tends to be more on the drier side, and it usually takes more building up, which isn't necessarily always a bad thing. So let's go ahead and do some swatches and make some comparisons. So this one is Chic Happens, and then Just Barely, and then we have Good Vibes. So here they are. So those swatched pretty nice. And then we have Boo Bear, Booked, and Cinnamon Roll. That shade in the middle there is very pretty. That one's Booked. Cinnamon Roll is perfect for smoking out the eye. Shimmers, so this one is All Luxe, Birthday Suit, and Dripping. So very pretty shades. And then the last three we have Risque Business, Striptease, and Exposed. Risque Business, Striptease, and Exposed here. I really like Striptease, and Risque Business is also so pretty. I'm thinking we use that one today because I feel like it will match my top. So let's go ahead and compare these two. So this is the palette that Patrick Ta launched earlier this year, and then here is Jaclyn Hill's palette. And you can tell that there are certainly some similarities, especially in the matte shades. But as far as shimmers, I don't see a lot of similarities. And not only because of the shades, but also because of textures. Patrick Ta palette has many different textures, and I feel like Jaclyn Hill palette only has the 6 metallic shades, while Patrick Ta palette has some shimmers and some toppers. So there are some differences you get there. So let's compare some of the mattes here. So this is from Jaclyn Hill palette, and then this is from Patrick Ta. They are very similar, however, the way they swatched is different. I can tell that the Patrick Ta palette is definitely swatched better, and it was more smooth. And then we have the darker shades here. So this one's from Jaclyn Hill's palette. It is Booked, and then this one up here is from Patrick Ta's palette. There's somewhat of a difference, but they're gonna look somewhat close on the eye. And then we have Cinnamon Roll from Jaclyn Hill's palette, and then this one up top is from Patrick Ta's palette. So somewhat of a similarity here with the darker browns as well. I don't think I'm really going to swatch the shimmer shades because I think they're very different and there's not going to be a lot to compare there. All right, so let's go ahead and see how these perform on the eye. So I just have some concealer on my eyelids. I'm going to take the shade Just Barely. And it is powdery formula, which I think is very similar to all the other Morphe palettes I've experienced. So let's go ahead and put that on the crease. And this shade isn't really showing up on my skin tone, which again is just barely there. I don't know that I'm gonna really build that one up. It's not really showing up. I'm actually going to use that same brush, and I'm going to go into Good Vibes, because I think this one's going to show up a little bit more. It's showing up so much better. Just blend that into the crease and do the same to the other side. Again, it is taking some time to build up these shades. The pigment isn't fully there. I mean, you can build up and really get the pigment. It's not like you're gonna put your brush on and you're gonna get the full pigment all at once. So be aware of that. If that is the type of formula that you really don't like, then you might not really enjoy this. I'm going to take Boo Bear, and I'm taking it on a smaller brush. And we're just going to put that here and then blend it into the crease. That one I feel like is more pigmented. I mean, it is a darker shade, but it's showing up more. But it is building up easily. I'm just going to go back in with that fluffy brush and just blend it in. I don't really have anything on it. Make sure I don't have any harshness. And now I'm going to go in with Risque Business, and I'm just going to use my finger for the shade. And just going to put that right here on the outer portion. That is a really pretty shade. And then again, using the same fluffy brush, I'm just going to blend it all in. And then same on the other side. And now I'm actually going to go into Birthday Suit. And again, using my finger, I'm going to place that kind of in the front part of my lid here. And blending it into the middle portion here. Going to clean up on the outer portion. Okay, now going in with the small brush, I'm going to take Good Vibes, and I'm going to bring that on the bottom lid. Taking a little bit more. And taking Birthday Suit, and I'm going to place it in the front. I really want to try this shade Drippin', so I'm going to take a little bit of that and put it kind of in the mid part of my lid. Here's what the eye's looking like. I think this is a very pretty fall look. I'm going to throw on some mascara and I'll be right back. All right guys, I'm back. So here's the finished look. I think it turned out very beautiful, and it is definitely fall appropriate. I am really into these neutral tones in here. You can really mix all of these colors and your look will turn out very cohesive. And I know that a lot of people already have these tones in their collection. I certainly do, but it's just nice that all of these tones are kind of put together for me in this one palette. Also, this is the type of palette that I wouldn't be afraid to bring with me on any of the trips and just throw it in my bag, because you know, when you have expensive palettes like this Patrick Ta one or some of the Pat McGrath or Natasha Denona palettes, you kind of think a little bit more when you're traveling with them, because if they break, you know, they're expensive and you spend a lot of money on them. So you don't want to just throw it in and bring it anywhere you go. But something like this, if you are into neutrals like me and you know that you're always going to use them, is just much better to bring with you when you do travel. Even if it breaks, you're not going to be as sad as you would be if you have Patrick Ta or any of the other more expensive eyeshadow palettes. So I think this is perfect for travel. As far as my experience with the performance, I think all of these performed well. The darker shade did get a little bit patchy on me while I was applying it, because I think the lighter ones had a little bit of a less pigment, and then when I applied the dark one, it was kind of a lot of pigment even on one swipe. So that was a little bit unexpected maybe on my end, and then I really had to work to blend it out. But overall, everything performed really well and it was very easy to work with. So for being $18, I do give it credit that it was easy to work with and it performed well. So overall, I think it's going to end up being more of a preference thing, and if you have a lot of neutral palettes in your collection, you might not be as interested. Or if you are able to spend the $18 and you want a perfect fall palette, I think you have it right in this one. I don't think that you would be disappointed, especially for the price. So that's my thoughts on it. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. If you did, please don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe before you leave. And I can't wait to see you guys in my next video. Bye guys!